Now, to say I'm excited about this is a little understatement. I pre-ordered this in September, a week after it was released. It's now the second week of March and my Mavic Pro has finally arrived. Why it's taken so long, only Mavic, only DJI can tell me that. But anyway, it's here. Let's get into this sucker! What? Where is it? After waiting 6 months for this, you seriously thought I was going to hang around and do an unboxing? No chance. Alright, here it is in all its glory. Well, honestly, I didn't think there was much point of doing an unboxing video. There's already a heap of those online. I thought I'd basically just show you guys what does come out of the box, what it's good for, and my first sort of day's impression on how to live with the DJI and DJI-isms, coming from say the Unique and a few other things that I've flown in the past. So let's get into it. First things first, the craft itself, build quality, amazing, absolutely crazy. Everything I'd possibly hoped for, the size, the package, yeah, they've absolutely nailed it. I'm sure you've seen other reviews of people saying the same thing. So. Okay, so I was lucky enough, I ordered it on pre-order, and one of the bonuses of staying with the pre-order is I did get a spare battery for free. So that's not what's going to come out of your pack, but I was lucky enough to get a spare battery. It's 150 bucks saved for me. One nice thing that I wasn't expecting is to get some extra props. When the craft does come, 2 of the props are on, and typical DJI stuff, the manual's not exactly the greatest. Realistically, these are your little manuals. There's not much in there. So have a look at the corresponding prop diagonally, see which direction that is, and just spin your props on and off. They come on and off crazy easy. So that's probably one of the first things you're going to come across, that's not really well labelled, and not like other DJI's things in the past. They're not very easy to see which prop is which. There's a tiny little white band on here and a tiny little white band on there. That's the only way you can tell the direction. So not as easy as some of the other DJI things with the black spinners and the chrome spinners. It's just something you have to look for. Okay, so the next thing is the controller. I thought being so small it was going to feel a little bit sort of naff and not quite right. They've nailed it. It really does feel like you're playing PlayStation. And the quality of the gimbals, how they've got such a good feel for the gimbals is absolutely crazy. It's amazing. They've nailed that. Okay, so I've been using the controller with my Samsung S5. S5 physically fits in there great. One of the things you're going to need to be a little bit wary of if you're running, say, like an Android with a little micro USB connector, is it does come with 3 different connectors. And one is, I don't even know what that plug is, I'm sure one of you guys out there will tell me. One is a lightning connector, which can be used either way, which is great. This little micro connector is directional. So unless your ports face with the flat down the bottom and up, the little diagonals up, you're probably going to have to get yourself another USB cable. So that's something you probably need to check on your phone or whatever screen you're going to use with your controller, because you might get into a little bit of trouble. You can use a traditional USB cable out of the bottom to, say, a tablet or up around the side if you do have that problem. But yeah, just be wary of that one. Okay, so the first thing I did, busted it all out, had a quick look, got it on charge as quick as physically possible. My battery came delivered and it was only at around about 8%, so that was quite low, the one on the craft. The one that was delivered as the secondary battery, that came at around about 45% charged. So now I'm finding about 45 minutes to charge the batteries. The charger itself can be put on in either direction. There's nothing in the manual to say you can't put it on either direction, and I have put it on both directions and it charges perfectly fine. When you do put the batteries on charge, they will start flashing and it will tell you the charge state of the battery. So it'll start with a little flash of 1, then 2, and then 3, and then 4. Eventually when it gets to the fact it's fully charged, it will then just go ahead and turn off. Now, one of the other great features about the charger is it does have 2 built-in USB ports. This controller is charged from the supplied USB port. something that I've found really, really important so far when I was doing the firmware upgrades and those sorts of things. My phone was down to around about 35%, and I had my phone plugged in to obviously do the updates, and my phone was charging off this, and it really drained this really, really fast. So my biggest thing for you guys would be make sure your phone's charged before you go out and fly this. It's going to be one thing that you're going to need to make sure of, but having your phone flat is really going to kill the life of the controller. So there is a second USB port, so if you are out on the road or doing something different, you can plug your phone in, your battery in, and the controller in at all the same time and get everything up to the same sort of charge. So and it all sort of seems to charge at around about that same magical, sort of 40-45 minute mark to get the controller fully charged, batteries fully charged, your phone fully charged. So definitely, if you're going to go out for a fly, make sure everything's fully charged, and off you go. Something else that was supplied that I wasn't expecting is a little silicone cover, which goes over the top of your dome. Your dome's going to be there to protect the camera if you're flying in situations where you're a little bit iffy of whether you might smash the camera or not. I flew the camera last night at dusk, and having the dome on there really did affect the quality of the vision. So I won't be flying the dome on there unless I really need to. And the other thing, I'll only be flying the dome if it's middle of the day and the light is top down. So this just literally clips on there, and basically it's just a little protection silicone just in case that gets scratched in transit. What else came out of the box? Basically a little gimbal clamp, and that's it. One other thing that was a little bit nice, I wasn't expecting. I went to put a SIM card in, an SD card in there to do some charging, to do some filming, and it actually came with one, a little 16 gig Class 10 Lexar. So not that's going to be good for much footage, because I took about 12 minutes of footage last night, and that chewed through about 7 gig at 4K. So it's probably only just going to be enough card there to do one flight battery, basically. So you're definitely going to need some extra cards, but it was good to get it up and going. What else can I say? Don't expect to fly it the first day you get it. Typical of DJI, even though it's brand spanking new, come out of the box, there's firmware updates to do. So it took a good 2.5 hours to get through all the updates the first time round. So don't expect to be flying it straight away. Get it charged, read the manuals. There's some really great tutorials built into the DJI Go 4 app, and go through all those. Make sure you're competent with the craft before you go ahead and actually fly it. You'll be a lot more success by doing that. But yeah, don't expect to fly it straight away, otherwise you'll be bitterly disappointed. Okay, so how have I found the experience so far of actually flying the craft? Well, I have had some dropouts for the transmission, for the data, for the live stream. I don't know why I'm getting dropouts, because it's only been 60-70 meters away from me, and I've been having error messages come up on the screen. I've gone through my logs. For some reason, one of my inbuilt compasses, there's 2 inbuilt compasses in here, one of my inbuilt compasses is seeing a lot of magnetic interference. I'm around sort of 70-80%, where the other one isn't, and that is occasionally throwing some error codes on the screen. So I'm not quite sure if it's just the area that I choose to fly the other day, but I was a little bit concerned, so I'll see how that goes on the next flight. Hopefully I'll get another one in today, and I'll see how that goes. What else have I found with the craft? It is really, really sporty to fly. It really is more like flying a micro quad than an airship. One of the first things I'll be doing is really dumbing down the controls, because I think once you see the footage that I recorded the other day, that you'll sort of agree that the way it's set up from factory is too sporty, and I think it's actually damaging the quality of the footage I'm getting. The craft's moving around way too fast. So it's something I'll be backing off. It is a really good sport flyer. I'm really impressed at how much fun it is to fly. Even with the camera off, you could happily just fly this around almost like an FPV drone. It's very, very good, and honestly, the latency really is hardly an issue. It's not as good as an analog 5.8 signal, but boy, it's well impressive for the 720p feed that it is. it's crazy impressive. So, okay, what else can I say? That's about it for the moment. I will go ahead and basically do a little bit of editing and throw out some footage for you and see what you think of my first flight, and I will get back to you with a little bit more when I get to fly a little bit more. Thanks for watching.